Suddenly she had a blood clot in the brain, So immediately they took her, she became all right. Otherwise, she could have been paralyzed. So anything can happen anytime. We are at the mercy of Krishna. I am already 63. So anything can happen anytime. We have to be very careful. Because Krishna is allowing us. Our brain nerves are working nicely, everything. So we have to be, every second of our existence, we have to be grateful to Krishna. By Krishna's mercy, this is okay. By Krishna's mercy, everything is okay. This is how we should think. Okay? We are going to read the 4th canto, 26th chapter. Let us recite the verse 426, 1 to 3, and we will discuss the background, and then we will discuss the verse also. So, can you take the verse, Prabhu, in the system, or I can speak from here? You are going to display Mataji, Vinitala Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, I will display, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
426, 1 to 3, please. I will try to mix Hindi and English together. Okay. So, Narado Vacha Saigata Mukeshvasho Tatam Panchasvam Panchasavam Ashugam Visham Dvichakram Ekaksham Trivedam Na Pancha Banduram Eka Rasami Eka Damanam Eka Nidam Dvikuba Uvaram Pancha Prakaranam Sapta Varuttam Pancha Vikramam Haimo Paskaram Varukya Swarnavarmakshaya Sudihi Ekata Shamunataha Panchaprishtam Agadmanam. Narado Vacha. Narada said, Saha, King Puranjana, Ekata, once upon a time, Maha Ishvashaha, carrying out a strong bow and arrow, Ratam, chariot, Panchaswam, 5 horses, Ashugam, going very swiftly, Dvisham, 2 arrows, Vichakram, 2 wheels, Eka, 1, Aksham, axle, 3 Vedum, flags, Pancha, 5, Banduram, obstacles, Eka, 1, Rashmi, rope, Reen, Eka, 1, Damanam, chariot driver, Eka, 1, Nidam, sitting place, Dvi, 2, Uvaram, post to which armors are fixed, Pancha, 5, Praharnam, weapons, Sapta, 7, Varutam, coverings are ingredients of the body, Pancha, 5, Vikramam, process, Aima, golden, Upaskaram, ornaments, Arukya, riding on, Swarna, golden, Varma, armor, Akshaya, inexhaustible, Ishudihi, quiver, Eka, Dasha, 11, Chamunataha, commanders, Pancha, 5, Prashtam, destination, objectives, Agat, went, Vanam, to the forest. Translation and purport by Zaman Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay, the great sage Narada continued, My dear king, once upon a time, King Puranjana took up his great bow and equipped with golden armor and a quiver of unlimited arrows and accompanied by 11 commanders. He sat on the chariot driven by 5 swift horses and went to the forest named Panchaprishta. He took with him in the chariot 2 explosive arrows. The chariot was situated on 2 wheels and 1 revolving axle. On the chariot were 3 flags, 1 rein, 1 chariot driver, 1 sitting place, 2 poles to which the harness was fixed, 5 weapons and 7 coverings. The chariot moved in different styles and 5 obstacles lay before it. All the decorations of the chariot were made of gold. Purport by Śrīmad Prabhupada. These 3 verses explain how the material body of the living entity is under the control of 3 qualities of external energy. The body itself is the chariot, the living entity is the owner of the body, explained by the Dehinosmi Nita Dehe. The owner of the body is called Dehi and situated in the body, specifically within the heart. Living entity is driven by 1 chariot driver. The chariot itself is made of 3 gunas, 3 qualities of material nature as confirmed by Bhagavad Gita. Yantra Rudani Maya. The word yantra means carry. The body is given by material nature and the driver of the body is Paramatma, the super soul. The living entity is seated within the chariot. This is the actual position. The living entity is always influenced by 3 qualities: Sattva, goodness, Rajas, passion, and Tamas, ignorance. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 7:13. Tribe Gunamayed Bhavahi. The living entity is bewildered with the 3 qualities of the material nature. The 3 qualities are described in this verse as 3 flags. By a flag, one can come to know who the owner of the chariot is. Similarly, by the influence of 3 qualities of material nature, one can easily know the direction in which the chariot is moving. In other words, one has to see as eyes to see how can understand how the body is being driven, influenced by the particular type of quality of material nature. In these 3 verses, the activity of the living entity is described to prove how the body becomes influenced by the quality of ignorance. And when a person want to be religious, Narada Muni wanted to prove Prachinarvi, that the king was being influenced by the Tamoguna, quality of ignorance, even though the king was supposed to be very religious. According to Karma Kandiya, the process of fruitive activity, the person performs various sacrifices directed by the Vedas. In all those sacrifices, animal kicking, experiencing on the life of animals, to test the power of Vedic mantras is enjoying. Animal kicking is certainly conducted under the influence of mode of ignorance. Even though one may be religiously inclined, animal sacrifice is recommended in the Shastra, not only the Vedas, but even the modern scriptures of the other sects. These animal sacrifices are recommended in the name of religion, but actually animal sacrifice is meant for the persons in the mode of ignorance. When such persons kill animals, they can at least do so in the name of religion. However, the religious system is transcendental, like the Vaishnava religion, there is no place for animal sacrifice. Such a transcendental religious system is recommended by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman paritesha mamekam shanam cha am tam sarva bhavya mokshayishami masucha. Abandon all variety and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all the sinful reaction. Do not fear. Because Prachinarvi was engaged. Prachinarvi was engaged. Prachinarvi was 1 minute. Prachinarvi, one second. Because King Prachinarvi was engaged in performing various sacrifices, which animals was killed. Narada Muni pointed to the sacrifice influenced by the modes of ignorance. From the beginning of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 112, it said Dharma Prochita Kaitavatra. All kind of religions that are involved in cheating are completely kicked out of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The Bhāgavad Dharma religion dealing with one's relationship with the Supreme Personality of God, animal sacrifice is not recommended. The performance Sangeet Nanya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. There is no recommendation for animal sacrifice. In these three verses, King Puranjana going to the forest to kill animals is symbolic of the living entity being driven by the mode of ignorance, thus engaging in different activities for sense gratification. The material body itself indicates the living entity is already influenced by the three modes of material and driven to enjoy material resources. When the body is influenced by the mode of ignorance, the infection becomes very acute. When it is influenced by the mode of passion, the infection is symptomatic state. When the body is influenced by the mode of goodness, the materialistic infection becomes purified. The ritualistic ceremonies, the ritualistic and recommended religious system are certainly on the platform of goodness, but because within this material world, even the mode of goodness become polluted by other qualities, namely passion and ignorance, man in goodness is sometimes driven by the influence of ignorance. It is herein described that Puranjana once went to the forest to kill animals. This means he living in the come under the influence of mode of ignorance. The foreign to the king Puranjana engaged in antim was done Pancha Prishta. The word Pancha means five, and this indicates objects of five senses. The body has five working senses, namely the hands, legs, tongue, rectum, and genitals. By taking full advantage of these working senses, the body enjoys material life. The chariot is driven by five horses, represent the five sense organs, namely eyes, ears, nose, skin. These sense organs are very easily attracted by the sense objects. Consequently, the horses are described as moving swiftly. On the chariot of Puranjana kept two explosive weapons, which may be compared to Ahankara or false ego. This false ego is typified by two attitudes. I am this body, everything in relation belongs to me. These two wheels of chariot may be compared to the two moving facilities, namely sinful life and religious life. The chariot is decorated with three flags, which represent the three modes of material nature. These five kind of obstacles are in an uneven road, represent the five kinds of passing air within the body. These are all prana, apana, udana, samana, vyana. The body itself is covered by seven coverings, namely skin, muscle, fat, blood, marrow, bone, and semen. The living entity is covered by three subtle material elements and five gross elements. These are all actually obstacles placed before the living entity on the path of liberation from material bondage. The word rasmi, rope, in this verse indicate the mind. The word nida is also given. Nida indicate the verse nest where the bird takes rest. In this word, nisa is heart, where the living entity is situated. The living entity is a sitting place in one place only. The cause of this bondage are two, namely lamentation and illusion. In material existence, the living entity simply hankers to get something he can never get. Therefore, he is an illusion. As a result of being in an illusive situation, the living entity is always lamenting. Thus, lamentation and illusion are described with Dvik Kumara, two posts of bondage. The living entity carries out various desires through five different processes, which indicate the working of the five working centers. The golden ornaments and dress indicate the living entity is influenced by the quality of Rajaguna. Passion. One who has a good deal of money or riches is especially driven by the mode of passion. Being influenced by the mode of passion, one desires so many things for enjoyment in this material world. The 11 commanders represent the 10 senses of the mind. The mind is always making plans with 10 commanders to enjoy the material world. The forest named Panchal Krishna, where the king went to in the forest where five sense objects. Form, taste, sound, smell, and touch. Thus, in three verses, Narada Muni described the position of the material body, engagement of the living entity within it. Srila Prabhupada, transcendental purport, key giant. So, we will discuss this. So, we have to understand the background of this verse. Prachinarvi is the father of the Prachetas. That's what in the 4th canto where we can Rudra Gita, where they associated with the Rudra and they became purified and they did tapas under the water for 10,000 years. So Prachinarbi, however, was more of he was worried about his children and he was sitting there, but he was mainly interested in karma kanda activities, So he was mainly interested in karma kanda and fruitive activities and animal sacrifices and all. So Narada Muni thought that this person is completely wasting his time in this material world. So he decided that, let me go. Because Narada Muni is such an exalted personality. That's why the great sage Narada Muni. Actually, it is Narada Vacha. Prabhupada used the word great sage. Why is a great sage? That's what we have to think. Because every statement of translation, उसको में हम दिमाग में इस्तेमाल करना है. क्यों great sage नारदा बोला है ना? भागवतम में बोला नारदो वाचा है. प्रभुपाद लिख रहे हैं great sage. मतलब क्यों ऐसा लिखा है? That's what we have to see. So his qualities we have to remember. Narada Muni's qualities we have to remember, and that is very important. Narada Muni's qualities, it is like Dhira Dhira Jana Priya Karo. So Dhira means he can deal with the devotees, he can deal with the demons. That is why he is a great person. In our case, we can deal with the devotees, but dealing with karmis is very difficult for us. अब तो बहुत झगड़ा होता है, बहुत झगड़ा होता है. हम तो अभी झगड़ा कर रहे हैं. सो झगड़ा तो इसमें तो इतना वो नहीं होता. कार्मी के साथ डील करेंगे तो बहुत मुश्किल है, क्योंकि उसका मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस में. हम तो मोड ऑफ गुडनेस में कभी नहीं आता, हम भी नहीं आता, बट फिर भी वो लोग ऐसा ही है. वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू डील. बट Narada Muni can go to Kamsa, Narada Muni go to Hiranyaksha, Narada Muni can go to Hiranyakashipu, he can go to anybody, and still he becomes some or other they love him. Okay, Narada is all welcomed everywhere. Okay, Dhiradi, and that's why he is a great sage, Narada. Not only that, there is a nice verse which says that his quality is glorified by his disciple. Who is the best disciple of Narada Muni? Who are two disciples? किसी का मालूम है? कौन है?
ध्रुव महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज.
Super, Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. So we'll take the Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj in his prayers is telling very clearly why he wants to take shelter of his Guru Narada Muni. He is telling the reason to Narasimha. Narada Muni says, I want to serve you, but I want to serve my spiritual master. Why? He is telling. 7:9:28. Evam janam nipadidam brahmava vikupe kama vikamam anuhya prapata prasangat nritmatmasat rasina bhagavan grihitah Sogam Gatam na Visije Tava Britya Sevam. 7:9:28 is very, very important for all of us. It is telling how we cannot approach Krishna directly. We have to approach only through the spiritual master. How we have to serve the spiritual master only. Spiritual master का सर्व करना बहुत जरूरी है. उसके कृष्णा का सेवा का पहले गुरु का सेवा बहुत 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 to the power of infinity important है. गुरु का सेवा मतलब गुरु का आज्ञा का पालन करना है, वह सेवा है. गुरु क्या क्या बोल रहे हैं उसको सेवा, उस सेवा में हम लगाना है, मन से लगाना है, दिल से लगाना है, प्यार से लगाना है. यही बहुत जरूरी है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये देखना पड़ेगा. ओके, सो ही सेज एवं जनम निपतितम. मैं तो इधर ये दुनिया में आई हैव निपतितम, वी हैव फॉल डाउन इनटू दिस एंड born of demons. I was born in demons. कामा विकामम, मेरे को एक काम है, वो काम है, ये चाहिए, मेरे को बिजनेस चाहिए, ये चाहिए, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस चाहिए, ये चाहिए, वो ये शहर चाहिए, वो शहर चाहिए, ये सब मांगते रहेंगे हम, कामा विकामम अनुयग मीन्स इट इज कॉन्स्टेंटली चेजिंग. प्रसंगा मीन्स उसके साथ मैं जोड़ा हूं. प्रसंगा मीन्स प्रभु संगा, कृष्णा संगा. हियर प्रसंगा इज असत संगा. So that's why we have to understand the word prasanga is for Prabhu Sangha, which is Krishna Sangha. But here Prahlad Maharaj uses Asat Sangha. Asat Sangha से तो मैं जोड़ रहा हूँ, मैं तो बहुत इतना कामा विकामम कृत्मात प्रसाद, ये बहुत important. कृत्मात प्रसाद, Surasina, best among the demigods, Narada Muni, Bhagavan Grihitah, because he is able to make Bhagavan. मैं आपको दर्शन लिया, नरसिम्हा का दर्शन उसके वजह से लिया. मैं ऐसा थोड़ी नहीं लिया, उसके वजह से मैं लिया, उसके सुना है. I listened to him when I was in the womb, because of his mercy I am able to having a darshan Narasimha. Without him, soham katam na visije. इसके लिए मैं कैसे उसको सेवा छोड़ के आपको सेवा करूं मेरे को गुरु का सेवा करना है, उसके बाद उसको आपका सेवा ऑटोमेटिक हो जाएगा. And that's why Prabhupada writes that Guru Kamala said, Pada Kamala Badasanudas. He says in the purport also. You can read the purport. Purport is very important. Purport, Prabhupada is very clear. You should not directly serve Krishna without the mercy of Guru. And in fact, when we offer Bhoga offer कर रहे हैं, हम तो गुरु को ऑफर करना है. कृष्णा का ऑफर करने का हमको तो we don't have any right to offer to Krishna. We are so contaminated. ना हम 3 modes में हैं. So इसलिए हम नहीं ऑफर करते. हम तो गुरु का ऑफर करते हैं. उसका कृपा से वो दूसरा गुरु, गुरु से गुरु, गुरु से गुरु और सीधा कृष्णा के पास पहुंच जाएगा. So that's what we have to understand. We are not offering directly to Krishna. In fact, one of the devotee asked somewhere in Madhya Pradesh, one foreign, can I offer both to Krishna? It was a Bhakti Siddhanta appearance day or disappearance day. I don't know exactly. Prabhupada said, कौन है आप कृष्णा को सेवा करने का, कृष्णा को भोग लगाना? आपके पास कोई अधिकार नहीं है. ये अधिकार आपको सिर्फ गुरु को करना है. मेरा गुरु का ऑफर करो पहले, वो ऑफर करेगा कृष्णा को. आपको क्या है? आपको और कृष्णा के बीच में गुरु है. गुरु इज इंपॉर्टेंट. सो दैट्स व्हाट ही सेड. सुरसिना बेस्ट अमंग द डेमिगॉड्स, भगवान गृहीतः कृत्मात्मसात्. कृत्मात्मसात् means it's a beautiful word. No, he says, Prahlad Maharaj says, he acquiring the same qualities as him. That means a guru is very happy that disciple is better than him. He wants the qualities of Narada Muni to come to Prahlad. And that is why he loved him. He says, how can I leave the service of Prahlad? Because of him, I acquired the qualities which Narada Muni had. And that's why he was compassionate. He was preaching to the Asuras. He was preaching to his guru and he was fearless. And that's why Narada Muni is called transcendental spaceman. Okay, किधर भी जाएगा. धीरा धीरा जन प्रियो प्रिय करो. He can go to anybody and preach Krishna consciousness. And if you see the thread of Bhagavatam, the whole pages of Bhagavatam, without Narada Muni, nothing is there. So Narada Muni is the greatest of the personalities. And because of him, Bhagavatam came. He told Vyasa Bhagavan to write. You have written so many books. He condemned him. You said, ये कितना बुक लिखा है, कितना वेदास लिखा है, उपनिषद, 108 उपनिषद, ये सब बेकार है. Because Krishna के ऊपर glorification नहीं किया. So he identified and tell. So इसके वजह से we have to understand the great Narada Muni. And now how is he great also you will find out, So preaching with intelligence. We are preaching. But how intelligent he is preaching? So Prachina भी तो कर्मकांडा में और फ्रूट एक्टिविटीज कर रहा है, एनिमल सैक्रिफाइस कर रहा है, उसको कृष्णा कॉन्शियस में लगाना है. And that's why our Maharaj says, some or other, कैसे भी है, ये devotees तो सफर कर रहे हैं material world में, उसको खींच के drag them to Krishna consciousness and explain why they are suffering. So इसलिए Narada Muni इतना intelligence, he brought them and he told, he said, okay, Prachinarbi, you are doing this. And he asked, Prachinarbi was also a great devotee of the Lord. He asked, I am doing this animal sacrifice, but I am not satisfied. Then Narada Muni started explaining to him. He says, I am surrendered to you. I don't know how to get out of these fruitive activities. So he pleads towards and surrenders to Narada Muni. Narada Muni knows his mentality, knows that preaching with intelligence. When मैं दूसरों को, especially material karmis को हम preach कर रहे हैं, कैसे इस्तेमाल करना है, ये हम. So what he said that he didn't condemn him. उसको सीधा condemn नहीं किया. ये material karmi है, ऐसा कर रहा है, ऐसा कर रहा है, ऐसा कर रहा है, ऐसा नहीं किया. So what we do, we always tend to take class and we blaspheme. प्रभु जी, आप तो ये अकल नहीं है, आप तो ये खाता है, मांस खाता है, ये खाता है, वो खाता है, ऐसा कहता है, ऐसा कहता है, ये कैसे आदमी है आप तो जिंदगी में जीने का मन नहीं है, ऐसा बोलेगा तो कृष्णा कांत से छोड़ के भाग जाएगा. You will go to चंद्रलोका. So please don't do that. Please हमेशा ऐसा नहीं करने का. उसको प्यार से indirectly बताना चाहिए. Preaching with intelligence. So what Narada Muni says, I am going to tell you the story, Aligiri story of Puranjana. How the living entity is getting entangled. So he is telling a story. This is how we should tell the story to convince the living entity. You should not tell directly you are useless. We should tell them they are suffering, but that preaching with intelligence. We have to preach with intelligence. So he is giving a story of Puranjana. The Puranjana story is very, very important. Puranjana means one who resides in the body. Puranjana means one who resides in the body. That is our soul. He is talking about Puranjana. He says there is a king called Puranjana. He was living, he was doing all animal sacrifices, he was doing everything, he was doing fruitive activities. One day he went on hunting, he went into the forest, he went there, he went to the city of 9 gates. All these things he is going to tell Narada Muni. So he's giving the story for him to understand why it has happened. This is how we have to preach with intelligence. And that's why Prabhupada writes the great sage Narada. So the moment Prabhupada, no, इसके लिए आप तो आप पढ़ रहे हैं, भागवतम पढ़ रहे हैं, बट क्यों ऐसा लिखा है, क्यों, कैसे, how, when, why Krishna Prabhupada is putting great sage Narada, ये हम इस्तेमाल करना है हमारा दिमाग. So हम ऐसा नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं, या हम एग्जाम के पढ़ रहे हैं, नहीं, ऐसा थोड़ी पढ़ना नहीं. ऐसा थोड़ी पढ़ेंगे तो कृष्णा का पसंद नहीं होगा, आपका पसंद नहीं होगा, कुछ नहीं अंदर नहीं जाएगा, हमारा दिल का अंदर नहीं जाएगा. ग्रेट सेज नारदा, क्यों बोला ऐसा, ये सब सोच रहा है. Because he was preaching intelligently, he was giving allegorical stories. That's why we have to be very careful. हम न्यू डिवोटीज को बोल रहे हैं, उसको तो immediately, you are not this body, you are the soul, ऐसा मत बोलना. And suppose somebody, even our Prabhu, no, our Prabhu Shamchandra Prabhu, I told him that my mother-in-law has passed away. He told me, if you cannot take the class, your family is more important. So ऐसा बोलना है. So itna, you see, I am a devotee 23 years. He could have easily told me, please tell that you are not this body. Shamchandra Prabhu could have told me. And I told him this is the reason. So please remind me because I am busy with so many things. So he told me, don't worry. He said, you take care of the family. If you cannot take the class also, no problem. This is how you should talk. You should take care of your family. So a death हो गया घर में, तो उसको बोल बोला, अब we are not this body. We are not this body. That is a fact. But that we cannot tell directly and hit the person. You should think this body, soul has gone. So your mother's soul has gone. You don't have to worry. No, we are attached. We are conditioned soul. We have to get pacified. We have to be with them. It's very important, A person has lost his mother means we have to give complete support. And that is very important. Now, मैं ऐसा नहीं बोलना कि my wife को please chant Hare Krishna mantra, Krishna will take care. I don't know, ऐसा थोड़ी मत बोलना. क्योंकि उसके मन में तो मदर चला गया. क्यों मदर चला गया तो नहीं आएगा. So इतना प्यार से इतना साल उसके साथ रहा है, उसको तो दुख होगा. दुख तो slowly भागवतम पढ़ के चलना है. So we are trying to study Bhagavatam, we are trying to hear Mahabharata, we are trying to hear Maharaj lecture. So we are getting purified. We are getting convinced about this. That's how slowly. Not that you put a gun and tell that today you have to become Krishna conscious. See, that's what Narada Muni is there. That's why he is great Saitana. And then Prahlad Maharaj, Surasina, best among the demigods. He didn't tell he is better. Indra is more powerful than Narada Muni. But he says he's best among the demigods. So of all the demigods, topmost person is Narada Muni. This is what we have to understand from his mother. So the Puranjana entered the forest, a city of 9 gates. He was trying to enjoy and he met one lady. She was so beautiful. He was so attracted for the beauty of that lady. And then he became henpecked. Puranjani, that lady, the intelligent lady, she ate, he ate. He cried, he cried. He lamented, he lamented. She lamented, he lamented. She ate prasadam. She smelled something, he smelled. Like that, he has become a henpecked husband. And that lady is called the intelligence. And then there is one more entity called Avijñāta, unknown person. That is the super soul. So this Puranjana was running after the lady who is intelligence and forget about the Avijñāta super soul. And that's why he is suffering in this material world. Like that, he is giving allegorical example. A example there है, देखो ये पुरंजनी lady के साथ जा रहे हैं, the city of 9 gates, which is our body, we have the 9 gates, 2 ears, 2 nose, rectum, anus, and all, then the 2 ears. So all this are all the 9 gates. So the body is the city of 9 gates, and he entered and he's enjoying. And that's what we are doing also. खाना है, अभी प्रोग्राम चला गया, प्रभु जी कब खत्म करेगा भागवतम, हमको खाना है, प्रसाद खाना है, ब्रेकफास्ट खाना है, यही हम सोचते हैं. We are always thinking about the body. So that's why इसके तो इस्तेमाल करना है हमको. इसलिए he was attracted by Puranjani and he was producing Puranjani and he was enjoying for a long time without even knowing how the time has gone. And then we are going to hear in the future that how is he going to be attacked by time Chandavega, and Kalakanya will come and attack him, and then he will be forced to enter to death. So all these past times are going to come in the future. I'm not going to discuss. Let us concentrate on this particular verse. So Purajana and Purajani, that's what I told you. Teaching with intelligence and how the living entity gets entangled. So Purajana gets entangled in this. That's what we see. And then we are coming to the 25th. Now, in this verse, there is one word called Ashugam, going very swiftly. So, the Puranjana, he entered into a forest of city of 9 gates. He was enjoying, and he was going in a chariot with 5 horses and also 3 flags, which is on the top of the chariot, and he was going. Ashugam, he was going very swiftly to run after sense gratification. He was going 1 gate, north gate, south gate, 9 gates he was enjoying. It's a big palace he was enjoying with Puranjana and Puranjani. And then he went for hunting. That means we went for animal sacrifice. So he will enjoy with the family the 9 gates, and then he will do hunting and kill the animals and do the sacrifice and enjoy with the animals. Now this is a daily routine. His routine is to go for hunting, hunt the animals, go in the chariot, hunt the animals, bring that and do the sacrifice. Sacrifice करने के बाद wife के साथ enjoy करना. Puranjana, Puranjani. He has got so many granddaughters, grandchildren. He was enjoying life with them without even knowing. Kalakanya in the form of time is coming. Chandavega in the form of death is coming. And Mrityu is also attending. So the same way we also waste our time. So many things, so many material problems we are engrossed. We are not able to concentrate on the holy names. Please, please, please. मैं अब तक विनती करता हूँ, मैं आपको पाव करता हूँ. Please, please, we have to be very careful that how we should not run after this. He was running after this, animals and all. So, Ashugam. But what we have to do, we have to swiftly run after Krishna. And that's what we have to learn from Yashoda Mata. It is written in 10th canto, 9th chapter, Anvuchamana. Anvuchamana means this pastime of Damodara pastime, which is going to come very soon in October. That time, Krishna made the pots. He broke the pots because milk was boiling. He broke the pot and he was running. And then Yashoda was chasing. And Yashoda chasing is nicely mentioned in the Bhagavatam. 10th canto, 9th chapter, 8th or 9th verse, I don't know exactly. Anvuchamana, swiftly run after Krishna. Prabhupada writes, Anvuchamana means swiftly run. Here also swiftly run. We have to swiftly run after Krishna. And that's what we have to do. That means we cannot be lazy in the devotional service. Morning ho gaya. Morning the 4:25 wake up kiya. 4:25, maybe 4:50 I wake up. But when I woke up it was 5:15. Ho gaya. Mangalarati 5:30 nahi kiya, 6:15 kiya. Sab chala gaya bas. Kalas. Zindagi kalas. So that means we want to be lazy, we want to be in the mode of ignorance, we want to enjoy with this body. We don't want to do any austerity. The moment we do austerity, Krishna is pleased. So we have to wake up early for Mangalarati. Mangalarati को उठना हम जरूरी है. ये शरीर तो मांगता है, ये दिल तो मानता है. थोड़ा रेस्ट ले लो. दिल है तो मानता नहीं. दिल मानता ही नहीं है. मॉर्निंग है कि चैंटिंग करना मानता ही नहीं है. दिल है ये मानता नहीं. I think it is Amir Khan and Pooja Bhatt, some film. In 1991, I was in Delhi. I was working in HPCL. I was seeing this film, I like El Dil Hai Ye Manta Nahi. So Dil to manta hi nahi hai. Dil doesn't want to wake up in the morning. Dil doesn't want to do devotional service. Dil doesn't want to chant the holy names. Dil wants to enjoy. We want to enjoy. So this propensity of Puranjana is getting too much on him. And therefore we have to understand from the pages of the Bhagavatam, we are running after sense gratification. We are swiftly run. Okay? अब तो फिल्म देखना है, ये फिल्म देखना है, रजनी का फिल्म, सब लोग जा रहे हैं. कूली फिल्म आ रहा है रजनीकांत का, सब लोग जा रहे हैं उसका. महाराजा भगवान नरसिम्हा का कोई नहीं आ रहे, कोई नहीं जा रहे. भगवान नरसिम्हा इतना बड़ा फिल्म है. And you know, the whole film is purified by Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam was spoken 589. So just kalo prasidatam. Let all the enemies be pacified. All the enemies be pacified. It is mentioned. They mentioned the Bhagavatam verse. This is wonderful. And what has happened? Just they tried to glorify Narasimha, Bhagavan Narasimha. What has happened? 4 crores investment has given 140 crores. Where is 4 crores? Where is 100 crores? See the potency of the Krishna's names. Narasimha. And Prabhupada is glorified in that. So everyone, I request you, binti karta hu, pav padta hu. Ye film 5 तरफ है, 10 दफे देखो. प्रहलाद महाराज को कैसे दिया है. Prahlad Maharaj was in a different situation. We'll discuss that also. So, Ashugam, we have to swiftly run after Krishna. And that's what Prabhupada did. Prabhupada was in front of us, 65 years old, you know. हम तो कुछ काम नहीं किया, मन नहीं लेता हमको. वो 67 years में, yes, I will go to New Zealand, wake up 2 hours, I will sleep, and I will wake up and I will do devotion service. I will go on morning walk and preach. And then I will do massage, and then I will do night 1 o'clock, I will wake up and I will transcribe. So he was swiftly running after Krishna, Prabhupada. Even best example is Gopal Krishna Maharaj. One person was sharing this particular pastime of Vyasa Puja. One Vyasa Puja was there in Abu Dhabi. We went there and one devotee was sharing. So he was traveling from, I think, America or somewhere, 8 hours journey. He landed in Delhi around 1 o'clock to open. वो बोला मेरे को वृंदावन जाना है. महाराज आपको रिस्क लेना है थोड़ा, नहीं मेरे को वृंदावन जाना है. He traveled 2.5 hours, 3 hours to Vrindavan. And then 4:30 in the morning, he was there to do Arati. Dekho, swiftly running after Krishna. Usko man mein, he said, I will sleep in the car, that is enough. And you know how Delhi, Mathura road 20, 30 years back. Now the roads are okay. I'm talking about now, after Modi government, roads are improved. I'm talking about 20 years back, 25 years back, how bad the roads were, you know. So, but he was not interested. Swiftly run after Krishna. Anvuchamana hai. We have to run swiftly. We have to swiftly run after Bhagavatam. We should hold Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam padna hai. ये chanting हो गया, हमारा chanting हो गया. Immediately Bhagavatam open करो. Bhagavad Gita. Office काम करो, खत्म करो, morning, evening से वापस आयो. Don't do any relax. Immediately open Bhagavatam. Don't say I will open Bhagavatam after 20 years. Bhagavatam open नहीं कर सकता. I'm telling you. कभी पढ़ेगा नहीं, कभी पढ़ाएगा नहीं. Bhagavatam पढ़ना है. And you have to understand what Prabhupada is speaking, you know. बहुत जरूरी है, Prabhuji. We have to understand this, okay? Let us go, because we are controlled by time. Swiftly run after Krishna. And that's what we have to understand from the basis of the Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada, and even this Prabhuji, recently the Bhakti Anugrah Swami Maharaj, who is the disciple of Bhagavatam, who is a sannyasi disciple of Bhagavatam Maharaj, now he is initiating Guru. For all of you, please take shelter of him. Please don't think he is non-different from Gopalakrishna. Non-different. He was first time he came to Abu Dhabi. He was a Filipino. I thought that how he will know about Bhagavatam, I was worried. The moment he took the lecture, he analyzed the verse like anything. Such a realization. He didn't prepare anything, nothing. We gave him the verse, he spoke. So that is the quality of surrender, the Guru and his reading of the Bhagavatam. So he was swiftly running after Krishna. Bhakti Anugrah Swami, please, he is not different from Gopalakrishna Maharaj. If you are not sheltered, please take shelter under him. He is not different from Maharaj, Gopalakrishna Maharaj. Okay? There is no difference in identity. He is a dedicated, he is a Filipino born. He can explain Bhagavatam so nicely. I was completely bewildered. I said that how come this can happen, you know? A Filipino person can talk Bhagavatam like this, you know? He spoke from 3rd canto, 5th canto. We were discussing 3rd canto. He was talking from 5th canto. He was quoting verses. I was like this. I said, and I told my Maharaj told you have to Bhagavatam verse in your throat. All Bhagavatam verse was in his throat. I was bewildered, completely bewildered. And I fell at him, Maharaj. And he asked me, how was my class? Maharaj, it was super excellent. So please, you know. They are all swiftly running after Krishna. We have to run after a person who is swiftly running after Krishna. Because we cannot run on our own. So उसके पीछे भागना पड़ेगा हमको. ऐसा थोड़ी नहीं है हम तो अगले साल पढ़ेंगे, अगले साल भागवत ओपन करेंगे, अगले साल भगवत गीता पढ़ेंगे, अगले साल चैतन्य चरितामृत पढ़ेंगे. चैतन्य चरितामृत PhD है, मैं तो 65 years के पढ़ूंगा, कभी पढ़ेगा नहीं. I'm telling you, I can tell you, you will not study चैतन्य चरितामृत. You have to study now. Please take time. Our Maharaj बोला है ना, खींच के time निकालो और पढ़ो. Half an hour, 20 minutes you get a break, you study in the office. Suppose lunch break is 30 minutes, 10 minutes you finish the lunch. Don't concentrate. है ये इसमें हल्दी है, इसमें नमक है, ये है, वो है, स्वाद है, मिर्ची है, ये सब सोचो मत. ये तो इतना जन्म में हम किया है ये सब, है ना. इसमें यही टेस्ट है, इसमें नमक ज्यादा है, फोन करके बीवी को बताना है ये नमक ज्यादा नहीं है, ये कैसे किया. Forget about it. Put some water and drink and close it. Don't waste time on the material things. इसका टाइम नहीं है हमारे पास. 10 मिनट में खाना खत्म करके 20 मिनट पढ़ो भागवतम, भगवत गीता पढ़ो, प्रभुपाद का परपोर्ट्स पढ़ो, ये सब कितना बुक्स है, 60 बुक्स ही हैज रिटन, ही हैज टॉइल्ड एंड मॉइल्ड। ये 2 घंटे सोया हो, ये आदमी कितना स्वच्छ माना गया, उनको तो थोड़ा सा हम तो उसके इसमें है, वी हैव टू डू दैट। प्लीज 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 मैं विनती करता हूँ, ये करना है, बहुत जरूरी है। एंड नाउ we come to the next point is but 3 modes of material nature. The 3 modes of material nature is very, very dangerous. So, Sat, Chit and Anand. We have got Sat, we have Chit, we have Anand. Okay, this is the quality of the soul. Okay, Sat means eternal, Chit means full of knowledge, Ananda means bliss. So, the Sat, Chit and Anand is converted into material modes in this world. Amata Sat, Chit, Anand hai. We have to be eternal, we are full of knowledge that we are the soul, and Ananda bliss. But are we like that? हम तो conditioned soul है. सो हमारा सत क्या हुआ, सत्वा मोड ऑफ गुडनेस में चला गया, हमारा चित क्या हुआ, इग्नोरेंस में। सो हम तो हमेशा सोचते हैं हमको अगले अभी तो 8 बज गया, 8 बजने के बाद कल तो जन्माष्टमी आने वाला है, उसके कृष्णा के बारे में क्या सोचे, कृष्णा की कैसा सेवा करो, और टेम्पल में क्या सेवा करो, चैंटिंग में इतना इंप्रूव करो, ये सब सोच रहे हैं। हम क्या सोचते हैं, अभी कल तो हम तो फास्टिंग करना है, रात तक कैसे करेंगे, ये समझ हम सोच रहे हैं, क्योंकि हमारा दिमाग हमारा शरीर के बारे में, कृष्णा का बारे में नहीं। अब कैसे उसका अनुचमाना कर सकता है, स्विफ्टली हाउ वी कैन रन आफ्टर कृष्णा, उसके साथ भाग नहीं सकता। प्रभु जी, माता जी, प्लीज थिंक अबाउट इट, प्लीज थिंक अबाउट द 3 मोड्स, अचित, सो यू विल तमो गुण, एंड देन आनंदा मीन्स we run after happiness in this material world. That means passion. We work in the material world. Oh, we'll get this property. Okay, we'll buy the share now. We'll sell the share now. We'll get 20,000, 40,000 like that. We are talking, मैं also सोच रहा था, MRF का शेयर 5,000 rupees था 1995 में, एक शेयर 5,000. If I purchase 10 shares for 50,000, now the 10 shares is now worth 1.5 crores. So ये सोच के इतना पैसा होगा, ऐसा सोचे। So इसलिए हमारा दिमाग ऐसा ही होता है। Please, 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 please. It is very important. This is the passion. So, but real passion is to run after Krishna. So once you run after Krishna, you engage your energy in serving Krishna. That is very important. Our Maharaj 80 years, 90 years में राजकोट टेम्पल बिल्ड किया, द्वारका बिल्ड किया, कुछ पैसा नहीं था, सिर्फ भागवतम पढ़ रहे हैं, उसकी वजह से 90 years he has built a temple, Can you imagine 90-year-old sannyasi building a temple, It is impossible. Dwarka temple came in 2003. He was 82 years old. He died in 2000. He left his body in 2010. So please, please, please remember that. And the 3 modes of material, the biggest contamination in the material world is 3 modes. The moment we come to this material world, the Sat, Chit and Anand goes away out of the gate, and then the Tamo Guna, Rajo Guna or Sattva Guna comes through. So this is what has happened for Puranjana, and Puranjana was in Tamo Guna going for animal killing. That's what we have to avoid. So how to get out the material modes? Very simple. Mamchayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevade sagunan samadhite tan brahma bhoya kalpate. So avyabhichara. Vyabhichar means prostitute. Avyabhichar means chase to Krishna. मतलब पतिव्रता होना चाहिए कृष्णा का। मेरा शनि का दशा चल रहे हैं, ये इतना प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, तो शनि का पूजा करूं, ये हनुमान के पास पूजा करो, बिकॉज हनुमान कैन कंट्रोल शनि। सो हनुमान के पास जाओ, ये पार्वती माता को जाओ, ये जाओ, वो इधर उधर, हमारा एस्ट्रोलॉजी ऐसा बोल रहा है, ऐसा बोल रहा है, इसे जाके हमारा दिमाग खराब होता है। वी हैव टू हैव कंप्लीट शेल्टर ऑफ कृष्णा, बिकॉज शनि भगवान इज अंडर द कंट्रोल ऑफ कृष्णा। दैट्स व्हाट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड। इफ यू आर सफरिंग, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ आवर ओन कर्म, एंड कृष्णा वांट्स अस टू गो थ्रू। उसके लिए हम लेसन्स लेना है, यही तो बहुत जरूरी है, ये लेना है। हम चाहिए अव्यभिचार मीन विदाउट फेल मीन्स अव्यभिचार, वी शुड नॉट गो अवे फ्रॉम। एक है कुरुनंदन, that's one point in attention. Once there was a king, Bhagavatam tells a nice example how we have to have one point, अनन्य भक्त, अनन्य भक्ति होना चाहिए। उसके लिए क्या काम, कृष्णा says अनन्य भक्ति is required without any deviation, and even त्वयि में अनन्य विषया, that's what Kunti Maharaj, I want to put attention towards Krishna only. त्वयि में अनन्य विषया, without any other विषया। अनन्य विषया I don't want, okay, I want only the devotion service। यही सोचना है। ये जो भागवतम में एग्जाम्पल दे, गुरु भागवतम 24 गुरु में, गुरु 11th कैंटो में क्या हो रहा है, एक आदमी एक हंटर ना डरो कोई पता नहीं, वो शार्ट कर रहे हैं एरो, वो राजा चल रहे हैं, राजा इज गोइंग, He could have paid obeisance to Raja and got money, but he was concentrating on that. And Raja was very surprised and gave him gold coins because your concentration is very good. So Ananya Bhakti chahiye, and therefore Abhivyabhichare means we have to give, we chase to Krishna, we should not go to anybody else. That's what we have to understand. Sagunan Samadhi. When you take shelter, because Krishna is Shuddha Sattva, pure goodness. You know? Krishna is pure, Shuddham, because he is completely pure. Just like the sun is pure, even though the sun evaporates the dirty water, it becomes pure when it goes up, correct? And we get pure rainwater. So when you attach with Krishna, we become purified. We become from Sattva Guna to Shuddha Sattva. So, Sagunan Samadhi, we can go away from this, you know. We have to be chased to Krishna. The best example is Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was in the Tamoguna situation and everybody was glorifying Hiranyakashipu. Chanda Amaraka, his teachers are forcing him to glorify Hiranyakashipu, but he was very much Abhyabhichara. He was completely attached to Krishna. He was killed, he was thrown from the cliff, he was tortured, but his bhakti was undeviated, Ananya Bhakti. That's what we have to understand. And the mode of ignorance is very dangerous. Mode of ignorance means sleep, and mode of ignorance is animal sacrifice. If at all anybody is please taking animal prasad, please try to avoid. I request you, slowly. Because param drishtva nivartate. If you take higher things, all these things will go away. The three modes of ignorance should be let. And the real surrender is that whatever, and then Prabhupada writes in the purport that sarvadharman parityaja means, real surrender means whatever Krishna does, it is good for us. Whatever Krishna does is good for us. So even though we are going through difficulty, we have to think like that. That is real surrender. Otherwise, we are not accepting Krishna's plan. We don't accept Krishna's plan. अब उसको faith नहीं है, हमारा श्रद्धा नहीं है के साथ, है ना? कृष्णा हमको अच्छा करेगा ऐसा सोचना है. Because Krishna is a well-wisher. Sukhrutam sarvadehinam. So he is the well-wisher of all the living entities. He will do well-wisher for everybody. He will do only for someone you. He will do for every living entity. You know, even your own relatives who are enemies, he will do good for them also. Because Krishna doesn't discriminate, but we discriminate. Please. So, and he will do good for you because you are chanting the holy names of Krishna. Krishna will protect. Okay, you are serving your father, parents. That is very good because Krishna will protect. Krishna knows that whatever you are doing, that will never go in vain because Krishna knows whatever devotional service you have done, Krishna will protect. Please, Prabhujis and Mataji's, please understand this important point, and we have to realize from the pages of the Bhagavatam. So real surrender should be done, and that surrender will do, and that surrender will be do. And Puranjana symbolical representation, the two wheels of the chariot, or the religious life and sinful life, Prabhupada writes, and the three flags are the three modes. That's what we have to do. And Rami is the mind. Mind is the biggest problem. So we have to control the mind. Chanchalami Mana Krishna. By Vairagyena Grikhyate. Krishna says in number 6 chapter, 35th verse. So we have to control by Vairagya, by detachment and practice, suitable practice. So we have to practice our mind to come to Krishna. That morning is the devotion time for Krishna. Okay. I have already exceeded my time. Sorry, already this is 8:45. Prabhuji said 40 minutes. I have exceeded. Please forgive me. We have to speak so many things. We are controlled by time. Thank you very much. If I have offended anybody, please forgive me. Please pray for me that I should be engaged in devotional service. We are going through tough times, the loss of my mother-in-law, and we are trying to get out of it by reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Please pray for us that we should be engaged in devotional service. We should come out of this lamentation and come to Krishna. Thank you very much. Dandar Pranams. Thank you very much, Shyam Chandra Prabhu, Pant Prabhu, and all the devotees. I fall at the feet. And please pray for me that I should get a bit of love for Krishna and love for Bhagavatam, which is lacking for me. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Dandar Pranams. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nitai Gaur Prabhudev, Hare Bhagavatam Granthaj ki jai. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Sajjan Priya Krishna Prabhu, for the wonderful class. And I request all the devotees, please chant one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra for mother-in-law of Sajjan Priya Prabhu and the whole his family. We should pray to Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram.
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare